Hello, this is Dan Ferrisi, Editor-in-Chief with Commercial Integrator. So happy to be joined today by John Bayer, who is National Account Manager, Systems Consultant with Full Compass Systems. Topic of conversation is, of course, houses of worship as it relates to our House of Worship Deep Dive, which will be all over our website throughout the month, as well as, of course, in the August issue of Commercial Integrator, where we have the full deep dive report, which includes a really thoughtful commentary sidebar from Full Compass. Thank you so much, John, for being here today to add additional insight from you and your company.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Dan. I appreciate it.
Really do appreciate the time investment. Let's start with the last 12 months or so from Full Compass. What would you say from your vantage point the market has looked like?
Yeah, I'd say for a few years now, there's been an obvious shift to video streaming in the house of worship market. But as churches are starting to see increased in-person attendance, the need for stage solutions is definitely coming back. Full Compass has always been strong with specifying and selling projector systems, and we've been seeing a lot of recent growth with video walls too. Sound reinforcement, lighting, stage instruments are definitely an area of expertise for us as well. So we're always happy to put together full stage solutions for really any size house of worship customer. I'd also say that video conferencing systems are on the rise. That's been a big key point over the past couple of years. And that's a category that seems like a simple request to the end user, but really requires a deeper understanding of the technology to allow you to end up with a reliable, good solution.
So I know you haven't read the deep dive report yourself yet, but one thing I will say, just as far as new technologies, and you name check a couple of them, direct view LED, lighting, it seems like those in particular are getting quite a bit of attention. We write about them extensively in the report. Are there new technologies that you would pinpoint as being ones you're especially excited about at Full Compass?
Yeah, I'd say all those for sure. The direct view LED walls have been very exciting because they're fun to quote, and it's a solution that can really be an impressive upgrade for those customers. It seems like the technology has really come a long way over the past few years, and the pricing has adjusted in such a way where it's much more accessible to a larger group of those house worship customers, where it's not just for the mega churches these days. We've started selling Absen recently, which is an industry leader, obviously. So that's been very exciting for us. We've been selling them for years, but certainly seeing a lot of growth there.
Well, that's great to hear, and congratulations on bringing on Absen. One thing I will ask you about, though, since you know, of course, Commercial Integrator is centered on the integration channel as per our name, I'm interested in challenges you might be seeing in House of Worship integration projects or best practices about how to get around those challenges. Knowing that you're pretty deep in the trenches personally, I'd love to hear what you would say as far as integration project challenges in the House of Worship category.
Sure. I'd say that qualifying the project requirements before finding a solution has been important. Some of these house of worship customers have a full capable tech staff, and others are relying on volunteers that might have limited expertise with these systems. Asking questions not only about what they're looking to get out of the new equipment, but also determining what level of complexity that their operators are going to be comfortable with is important. I've been trying to push scalability. I think that's key with these customers, and recommending solutions that can grow with the church always seems like a good path to take. Budget challenges can limit the scope of, from what the customer's envisioning for their project to what they can actually pull off in a reasonable time frame. And going in with having a way to expand instead of having to potentially replace 2 or 3 or 5 years down the line is always really appreciated by the client. And I'd say most importantly for the integrator customers that are working with a source like us is being open to and seeking out expert guidance, no matter how experienced you are, how many installs you've done. Technology in this realm that we're in is always changing, always moving forward. It's hard to keep up when you're dealing with the end users and out on the job site every day. So that's where we can really come in and be a good source for those types of customers, because we're sitting in trainings multiple times every week, staying up to date with all that info. We're packed with salespeople here that have been here a long time. I still feel like one of the new guys, and I've been here 20 years. So we've gained a lot of info. We don't have, the valuable info that those on-site contractors have being out in the field, but we can kind of fill in the gaps of knowledge, by doing the boring behind the desk learning and being able to find those answers for them as needed.
I think that's a really good message. I appreciate you mentioning that, John. That experience guidance, I think, really is invaluable. And I know that is a real value add that Full Compass can provide. Really appreciate you being here today, sharing your insight, and of course, contributing to that excellent sidebar that's part of our House of Worship Deep Dive package. Really do appreciate the thought leadership.
Yeah, appreciate it. Good being a good partner with you guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, John Bayer, who is National Account Manager, Systems Consultant with Full Compass Systems. My name is Dan Ferrisi, Editor-in-Chief with Commercial Integrator. Please check back on commercialintegrator.com throughout the month for more exciting House of Worship-related content pertaining to our House of Worship Deep Dive. And of course, check out the August issue of Commercial Integrator, where you can check out the full deep dive report that includes sidebars from Full Compass Systems as well as others. Really insightful stuff. Please, again, go to commercialintegrator.com, check all this content out, and thank you once again for tuning in.